Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another true crime reading. And this time we're doing something a little bit different. I'm revisiting one of my oldest readings ever, my JonBenet Ramsey case reading. So who killed JonBenet Ramsey? So this is one of the first videos I've ever done, period, okay? It is like 5 years old, okay? It was in January of 2019, okay? I had no idea what I was really doing, how it was going to work. My first kind of dip into the true crime pool. And I feel like I'm way better now. Not that I was bad, because I rewatched it just now and I thought it was pretty good. But I've gotten way better and more in depth. And I kind of want to get more into JonBenet and who she was as a person. So we're going to do a redo of this, an update, if you will, and we'll see what we get. This is very highly requested for a long periodically of time, and it's finally here. So remember, these readings are all alleged friend shapers only, and let's get started. And if you guys really like this, you can join my YouTube members. There's a $5, $10, $15 tier. You get access to exclusive pick a card, story times. You can win reading from me. Okay. So let's figure out, okay, like, let's see. Okay, so I want to look at her, and then I want to look at her circumstances. So she was the Nine of Swords, so stressed. The Queen of Pentacles. The Seven of Swords. So I definitely see an energy instilled in her of like competitiveness, for sure. I mean, that doesn't really surprise me, right? Considering you're looking at somebody who was like a pageant child. So I see her being forced to kind of want to, how do I word this? That's like her being forced to, maybe forced is a strong term to use for this. But her personality to me showcases as like, I need to win. So it's almost like she was taught at a young age to be competitive, and that winning is everything, and that you win at all costs. So it seems like in terms of the personality of the family, it reads very much as like, we win at all costs. We are successful at all costs. We'll do what it takes to get what we want. Now, I'm not sure how religious the family was, but I can say judgment being reversed tells me that there was some part of her that was like an embarrassment to the family. Whenever you have a judgment card reverse, that's like them feeling like almost like embarrassed. So perhaps there was a lot of pressure on her to be the best and to have the best. And if she didn't succeed, she would be made to feel like an embarrassment. It's interesting. She's so young. To see this put on her so early is kind of shocking to me. Okay, so then we have the Hierophant reverse, though, in the Ace of Pentacles, which says that I feel like her parents were definitely looking for money. The Ace of Pentacles is like, we need money. Like, we need success. We need money. And I think perhaps the push for her to get into pageantry was probably more so along the lines of like, we need a source of income, which, I mean, it makes sense to me, right? It's not necessarily a negative. It's more like, we know that our daughter could be good at this thing. If we push her down this route, perhaps she'll be able to make more money for herself and us. It doesn't necessarily seem super malicious, but I don't think it's sort of like your average typical norm. I absolutely think that there was competition between her and her sibling, her brother, I believe it was. The Two of Swords is about friction. Holy shit, it's the truth. The Two of Swords is about friction. And it's also about decisions that need to be made, right or left. And the Tower is reverse, which is restructuring from drama, and the Ten of Swords. It's almost like if you were to be like, well, maybe we fucked up with this one, but we could do better with that one. Or maybe this sibling could make up for the lack of the other sibling, or vice versa. So I definitely see sibling rivalry for sure. It's definitely there. I also think in terms of the sibling dynamic just in general, like I definitely see a little bit of like fighting, like sibling, like I said, sibling tiffs back and forth, like like you would expect. Like siblings are always going to pick on each other and stuff like that. The Page of Pentacles upright, the Queen of Swords upright, and the Queen of Cups. I definitely feel like it's almost like there was never enough. Like it's interesting. I don't know why there's such this focus on money. Perhaps money is not the right word to use. Perhaps it's prestige and accolades. Because sometimes Page of Pentacles doesn't translate exactly to money. Sometimes it's expectations. So I'm wondering if the Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles earlier is not just money, but also accolades and achievement. Perhaps there was a need for the family to feel like important or relevant. Think of it almost like I don't have anything to brag about or any legacy to leave. So I'm wondering if that was a major motivation, because that does fall under the umbrella of Pentacles. But the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups tells me that I don't think that like that's like a family unit that is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You're looking at someone who can be really uptight, especially mom energy, can be really uptight and really rigid, but also really sensitive depending on the mood. So that's like a mood swing. So I see a lot of massive mood swings, and I see a lot of goalposts moving. I also don't believe that the relationship between the mother and the father was healthy. The Three of Swords is reversed and the Sun is reversed. That's unhappiness in relationship. And the Four of Cups is detachment, which makes me feel like there's almost like they were separated, they were going to separate, or there was some sort of friction, or, you know, potentially maybe cheating or something. But it just, to me, it feels like that relationship between her mother and her father does not look to me real. It looks fake in a facade, and it looks put on. Perhaps after the tragedy, they may have bonded closer again, but at the point of the tragedy, I do not believe that they were as close as they were claiming to be. I don't buy it. Unless they weren't. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with the case, so I guess you guys can roast me if some of my info is incorrect. The Knight of Wands is upright, the Ace of Cups reversed, and the Two of Pentacles. So it definitely looks like, well, I can tell you they were disappointed with her in some sort of performance or something she was doing. And then I see things getting worse before they get better between her and someone else. This is kind of what I saw in the last reading. I do think there was some sort of tussle between her and someone else. I'm not sure if it was her brother or someone else, but it does look like there was a tussle between her and someone else, like some sort of thing. I'm not sure if I would claim that it was intentional. The Knight of Wands and the Two of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups says that there was love between the altercation. So sometimes that could literally translate to an accident. The Hangman is reversed with the King of Cups and the Two of Cups, which means that perhaps someone was left alone when they shouldn't have been left alone. This a lot of times reads to me as like if you left your kids alone and they broke something, or if you left your kids alone and they got into a fight and someone needed stitches or something. That's the kind of energy that this has to me, to be honest. So someone was left alone with something and something happened. That I can say. And the Page of Wands reversed, the Nine of Pentacles upright, and the Seven of Pentacles, that is an indication of, saying one thing and doing another. So that's the cover up. I see this every time I do this reading, that there was definitely some form of cover up to whatever this issue was. So it does look like someone here has previously had to cover something up, and so they knew how to do it. And then we see this King of Swords, which is what I see all the time, again, when I do this reading. So the King of Swords is an outsider. The King of Swords is reversed, so they're outside. The Three of Wands also indicates that they're outside, so the Three of Wands would be like a third party. And the Fool's reversed, which is somebody who is serious, older, and mature. And so for me, this is like if you called someone in for help, or if there was someone else who's been around for a while. The Six of Swords. So to me, this makes me feel like there's some sort of alibi that is inaccurate. Someone covered for someone else, or someone did someone else's dirty work. Ten of Cups is upright with the Five of Swords, which says that the family definitely messed with the timeline, in my opinion, allegedly for entertainers only. And then we see the Five of Swords, which is like pettiness. So like I said, they're and issues with details. So they're kind of muddying up the details on purpose. And the Six of Swords would be like if you were scared and you were trying to run from something, or if you were trying to get someone to help you, like sort of mess up that timeline. So I definitely see them trying to sort of fix something. So I'm not sure if that means that she was accidentally hurt and then they were trying to cover it up. And then when they were trying to cover it up, she died, or if that means that she was accidentally killed and then they tried to cover it up, or if she was just hurt and they were trying to cover it up. I'm not exactly 100% sure. Let's see if I can get further. So Moon is about lies and deceit, not shocked. The Page of Cups. So I think the people around her were lying. And the Eight of Cups. Oh, I see what's going on. Holy shit. You made a deal with the devil. King of Wands, Eight of Wands reverse, Five of Cups. What I'm hearing in my mind's eye is, I won't tell if you won't tell. You don't snitch on what I do, I won't snitch on what you do. You don't snitch on what I did, I won't snitch on what you did. There's like a deal being made. I see a deal being made between two people. I see something going on with JonBenet before she was killed. Yep, there's the devil. I just said made a deal with the devil. Eight of Pentacles upright and the Ten of Pentacles. I see something going on with JonBenet that is a little weird and dark and twisted. I can't really figure out what it is. It's the same thing that I saw last reading. I can't really pick up on what it is. There's something dark there. And I see I see an older male involved in something with that. And then I see that going on for a while, though. Like, I see that as something that was going on for a long periodically of time. Like, I see that going on for a while. And I don't know if that's the person that ended up helping when the situation arose, but I think that that's the person who may have made a deal with them. Like, I won't talk about what happened if you don't talk about what was happening. Like, it's almost like, how do I word this? It's almost like if you were turning, okay, let me explain something to you. And I don't want to say anything to accuse anyone of anything. So this is all hypothetical. Okay. But I want you to understand what I'm seeing. And I want you to really think about what I'm saying from an abstract point of view. Okay. No accusations here. But what I'm seeing is basically, let's say that the parents wanted this success at all costs, right? And they were instilling that in JonBenet. And they had her involved with some bad people to coach her, right? Let's say that's what was going on. The parents may not have been aware of how bad the bad people were or what exactly the bad people were doing. They just knew that they were morally gray. They may not have known that they were dark as they are, okay? But for them, if out of sight, out of mind, in denial, turn a blind eye, okay? And when this situation happened where she dies, which to me makes me feel like I do think it was accidental. And to be honest with you, I think that she was injured, and then I think what they were doing to try to help or cover up whatever caused her to die. I do think that I see a struggle and a time period in which she was hurt but alive, and then whatever the fuck happens after that, when everyone's panicked, she dies. That's what I'm seeing. And I could be wrong. Maybe it's a metaphor, right? I'm not sure. I'm not, it's almost impossible for me to get exactly. So I'm trying my best here. And take this with a grain of salt. All opinions here, no facts. Don't sue me, all alleged friend teamers only. But once shit goes down and I see her die, what I see is someone coming in to kind of like help and being like, and I think this person that came in to help was scared that they would find out what was going on between them and JonBenet previously and some of the things she was having to, go through. And I think that's why. And they were like, your secret's safe with me because my secret's safe with you. Where it's making a deal with the devil. And I think the parents were kind of like, I don't think the parents were 100% aware of everything that was going on. I think they were in denial, out of sight, out of mind. And I think that they were like, well, if I don't see it, it's not happening. But there's some sort of competitiveness to achieve money or accolades that is the main motivator around this. It's some sort of like wanting to impress, wanting to look the best, wanting to have the best. Like there's some sort of like keeping up with the Joneses type of energy that I'm seeing here. And I see that rubbing off on JonBenet. I do kind of want to see if there's anything else. I think that there was, so I'm seeing some sort of competitive family, or perhaps someone that was like, perhaps they were trying to keep up with another family. Maybe there was a competition between two families. Because there's some sort of like star, Five of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. There's a rat race between them and another family. And I feel like this is a key component that nobody focuses on, because I'm seeing the star is like bringing light to something. So it's like needing to bring light to something. There's another family that I see them competing with. That is a very key component of this, because I think that whatever this family was doing, they were doing. So the people involved with JonBenet were the same people that were involved with this family, and they might even had a daughter too. I'm not sure. Six of Wands reversed, Knight of Wands upright, Knight of Swords reversed. What is that? I'm also picking up on a woman. I'm picking up on a woman, an older woman that's kind of bitter. I don't know where this is coming from. It's a woman that's bitter about how about her youth and her beauty. And I don't know where the fuck this is coming from. This is weird. This is new. Strength card, World, Queen of Wands. It's like a bitter bitch. An older woman who's bitter about her youth and beauty. I don't know if it's because she had a daughter or whatever. Because you know what I keep hearing in my mind's eye? I keep hearing, she's perfect. She's perfect. She's perfect. She's perfect. She's beautiful. It's not fair. It's not fair. How is your daughter so beautiful? Like, how is she so perfect? She's an angel. That's weird. You know what's interesting here? The King of Pentacles being reversed and the Eight of Swords, the Lovers. I cannot tell you how checked out her dad was of this relationship. Are we sure that they had money? Are we sure they didn't have potential financial issues happening? Because sometimes the King of Pentacles is about your House of Cards about to fall when it comes to your finances or owing people something. There is, like, this is the perfect storm. The reason why this fucking entire thing is so popular is because it's the perfect storm. There's like 20 different issues going on at once in this reading. Yep, there's the dad. There's regrets. It's like a bad investment or a bad risk. Ace of Swords reverse, Emperor, and Four of Pentacles. It's a greedy, selfish card. Regrets. Yeah, I see something. Something with like him getting stuck in the wrong. either making the wrong investment, the wrong deals with people, owing people something, or about to lose money. Okay, I keep seeing this too. There's some sort of issue with somebody's car. Somebody wasn't driving their own car, or a car was not seen where it should have been, or was seen where it should have been. There's something to do with the car here that won't leave me alone. Again, not like, I only know the surface level of this case. I don't really know all the details, and it's overwhelming for me, but there's a car. I'm telling you right now, there's a car that should put somebody there's a car or a point of transportation that should put someone at the scene of the crime, so to speak, and they're not because of a lie or an alibi that's fake. And I can't stop because I see someone going to the house, leaving, going to the house, leaving, and then being like, I wasn't there. There's like some sort of travel. And maybe it's they were in the car themselves and they were traveling somewhere and went back home. Maybe it's the family. I don't know, but there's something to do with a car or travel, and like the timelines are not right. I'm telling you right now, this is like so fucking loud and annoying, and I don't understand it, but I just keep seeing this car. The chariot's there. There's a car. I see people getting in and out of it, and I see it moving back and forth from like what it looks like a home, but it's like the timelines are all fucked up, and it's like this is not in the story, but this is a large part of it. I think if we had the ability to ping cell towers, because what I'm seeing is the Brian Kohlberger case and how they were able to ping cell towers to allegedly see where he was. I think if they could do that back then, we would have a different case and a different story. Because this fucking travel shit, this is exactly where people were able to get away with what they were able to get away with, is this sort of travel back and forth and the alibi. I want to try something different. I want to reshuffle, and I want to see. I've never really done this before, but I figured I might as well try it on this case. I want to see if there's anything. Obviously, I can't connect to the dead. Maybe one day, but I want to see if there's anything that JonBenet would like people to know. I don't know if that'll actually work, because you can't really use tarot to connect to deceased people, but perhaps I can pick up on the energy of what was missing or left over. So I guess we'll just give this a shot. Sometimes what this translates to is essentially like the big piece of the puzzle that's missing, or, so I guess we'll try that. We'll see how this goes. No promises. I have no idea how this is going to go. Take it with a grain of salt. Abuse of power. 5 of Pentacles reversed. Oh, shit. The Empress is reversed. That's like mom reversed. Okay, well, the mom card is reversed. 6 of Cups is reversed as well, which is siblings reversed. Money is there. Confrontation. And then the Devil card. Yeah, this is about what I expected. So the Devil card here tells me there's some dark shit going on. I'm not going to go super in depth with that. Read into it if you want. Some deviancy there. The 5 of Pentacles is the abuse of power. The 6 of Cups is the issues with the siblings, but that's also the past changing. The Empress is a lack of nurturing and a lack of love, but there's also an issue with the mother here, which I wonder if the mother may have been aware of something and turned a blind eye. I'm not sure. But there's definitely some sort of issue with a lack of nurturing. And then the 10 of Wands upright, the Knight of Wands, and is that the 5 or the 6? It's the 5, confrontation. Oh, she didn't want to do it anymore. She pushed back. Okay, so I saw this earlier and I was just overlooking it because I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I actually don't think that JonBenet was as hyper feminine as everyone is claiming. I think she kind of wanted to like play sports and like, have fun, because I see her as an energetic child, and I see her as like having a lot of energy and wanting to like run around and play and stuff like that. Like that's the type of vibe. So to me, I actually don't think that she was hyper feminine. I don't think at all, to be honest. Like, if I were to describe what I'm seeing in front of me, I would describe it as a tomboy. No, I'm not sure what people will think of that, because that is actually the last thing I would have thought with a pageant girl. Um, so maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to stick to what I feel because I see it, and I ignored it earlier because I was like, there's no way that could be accurate because she was a pageant girl, right? Why the hell would she be a tomboy if she was a pageant girl? But I see her as a tomboy, like a sporty type of like wanting to have fun, and I don't know. That's what I'm seeing. So I'm wondering if the Empress is the pressure from the mom to be hyper feminine, or just the pressure to be hyper feminine in general. It might not even translate to mom directly. It could be the pressure to feel or be hyper feminine. Whereas the Knight of Wands, and again, I'm seeing her as competitive, but to me, I feel like she could have been an athlete. Like, when I see her, I think of like sports competitive. Like, I see her, if she would have been like, she could have been like a gymnast, or, you know, a soccer player or whatever. Like, I see like an athlete. I see athleticism, and someone who could have been nurtured in that field, which is quite interesting to me because I did not expect to see that. So I'm wondering if that's the message here, where it's like this idea of hyperfemininity and competitiveness is only half the truth. The competitive nature I enjoyed, but not in terms of the pageantry. So what I'm seeing is like, yeah. So it's weird. Five of Pentacles is like being forced to be in a position that I don't want to be in. And you know what's interesting is it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like she probably would have circled back around. You know, sometimes kids just want to like, you know, do whatever they want to do, and then as they get older, they grow into certain things. So it's almost like I feel like she probably would have grown into hyperfemininity anyways. So it was almost like, why was it being forced so early? If that makes sense. And I think she rebelled, and I think that's why we ended up where we're at. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not sure if I really gave any additional information, but I kind of wanted to get more into the mind of her this time around rather than the situation, since we already have the old video, which is not the greatest, but it's not terrible. I've just gotten better. So yeah, hopefully you guys like that. If you did, make sure you follow me: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Antphrodite. I stream live on everything, including YouTube now, so hit the bell for notifications when I go upload next or go live. Join the YouTube memberships, the $5, $10 $15 tier. You get access to exclusive pick a card, story times you can win reading from me. And until next time, good luck. And let me know if there's any other old ass reading that you want me to redo. Okay? Bye, guys.